Welcome back, folks. I hope everyone is doing fine. It's been a couple days and I am absolutely flopping and groping because last week, my last video, I said I'm becoming a little bit more bearish once price here was creeping up, and I said we have a very important level, 86, 87. That is these highs right here. So there's liquidity, we have a point of control, and we have the golden pocket, and we have a CME gap right there at that level. And I said this could be a major short level, a little bit obvious because there was so much confluence so everyone could find it, and eventually we got that move down, so that looked actually super nice. And as you can see, eventually we also closed underneath that value area high of this range. So not only did we have a reaction of that level, we also had a close underneath that value area high. That is extra bearish. And also if I then look at the daily at that time, and this actually looked terrible once we reached that value area low. Let me go back here on time, so we do something like this right here, and then you can see that we had the rejection, and market Cipher B looked like the world was falling apart. We have a red dot, we have the money flow fake in the red, VWAP lower, orange eyes looking weak. This looked like a major crash was coming, so I was happy that I was positioned. But then suddenly the Friday kicked in, and on Friday pretty much nothing happened. Let me go back here on the 2 hour. And you can see that we just range bound. We just went sideways here at that point of control, and I was actually waiting for that big drop to the downside, but that just didn't happen. And then we had Saturday, also nothing happened, and then Sunday very slowly we creeped up and we were reclaiming the value area high, and what do you know, now we are taking out the previous high. A little bit of a bummer because actually I was thinking about taking a long from this trend line that actually has been respected very nicely, as you can see here, from these highs, these highs right here. And I was actually just waiting maybe for a backtest just to hedge myself to get a short here from that level and to get a long from this trend line. Of course that never happened, so no long trade activated, there was no hedge, and eventually you can see they went higher, so I got stopped out here at break even. That's completely fine. And yeah, it's a bit weird actually that we reclaimed all of these price levels, because like I said, it just looked so super bearish. Let me quickly take off this this line right here. We don't need this, and also this got no clear backtest. So what am I looking for right now? Well, the answer is very simple. I'm looking for higher. If I'm quickly zooming out to the 4 hour, then you can see that I have this white trend line. That one actually is the almost kind of the line in the sand for the bears, I would say, because there's not a whole lot of trend line liquidity, of trend line resistance left. And you can see that we had all these touch points, and also yesterday we had a super clean touch point. And of course the masses will say if we are going to break that, that is bullish, and then we are gonna go higher. For now I also expect higher, but there are a couple levels that I'm looking at to possibly get into a short, and the first one would be just above this trend line. That's a 78.6 and a point of control. The point of control is from this trading range right here, and a 78.6, so that is at and around 89,700. Make it 90k, see a little bit as a range, so let's say 89 to 90k. That I would see as a range, and that actually would be very nice if we can go higher and eventually spend a little bit of time there, lose it, and then to go lower. To be very honest with you, I do not think that it's very likely, because that high is very close to the current high. Also see quite some influencers talking about that level already, so we're probably gonna go slightly higher. We have actually only 2 levels left before it is a full-on new bull market, and that is this high right here that we created, which I think is pretty weak. That is at and around 92,800, and then we have 94,400. And I also wrote down a key level to close above. If you close a daily candle above this level, 94,400, I think a new autumn high is pretty much given. We're gonna go to 110, 112, because yeah, like I said, there's barely any resistance. These are just sloping highs. This is screaming liquidity. So closing above 94,400, I think a new autumn high is pretty much a given. Which would be a little bit of a bummer, because we have also bad lows here. I also mentioned that in the previous videos last week. I do not like these lows. Also on the TPO chart, they just look a bit weird, so I was actually hoping for lower. However, market structure is king, so I can hope and wish for lower and become very bearish based on market Cipher B, but as you can see, we are still creating higher highs and higher lows, and therefore I need to follow market structure. I need to flip my bias. It is useless just to keep on entering short trades to say, but I want to go lower. The market doesn't care about what I want. I need to follow by what I'm given. As you can see also here on market Cipher B, this 4 hour actually looks pretty good and looks like it's getting ready for another wave. If I'm then looking at the 1 hour, this looks super strong. I would say that there is a mega pump coming, because this just looks incredibly strong with the money flow, the VWAP, the RSIs, the momentum wave, superb. The daily, as you can see, can change so fast. I mean, here what I just showed you on the red dot, it looked absolutely terrible, and now a couple days later it's just kind of clearing up. Money flow is still not all too strong, but the momentum wave is up and the RSIs are higher. This is not rolling over anytime soon. So also to short now thinking that you're catching a high, I think it is absolutely stupid, because market Cipher B has been pretty damn accurate, and this is not the time I think that a significant high is being made. So for now I'm just looking for more longs, but now you get the idea why I was getting so bearish, because we have and the rejection here, the golden pocket, and a red dot, and a close underneath the very high. I mean, that was just saying to me this might have been the temporary top, and now we're gonna go dump down. But of course, like I said, something else happened, so it is what it is. Last but not least, I would just want to show you the weekly. This is also something that CryptoFace has just mentioned on his live stream. That is that this weekly actually starts to look all of a sudden pretty damn good. We had two weekly closes that were green. We have the VWAP higher. It looks like this momentum wave wants to clip. The money flow is still thick in the green. RSI is higher. Actually, this looks super good. Now, this might need 1 or 2 more weeks, and if we're getting a major dump next week, then of course suddenly this momentum wave is just rolling over. But for now, the way it looks right now, this could set up for something super big, and then I think we can have massive follow through. So what am I doing right now? Like I said, I gave you those short trades that I'm looking at. For the long trades, I think it's going to be very local. So for now, I'm just waiting for New York to open, and then I will get into a trade. It's going to be a very local level. For example, from a VWAP, a high volume node, maybe a fib retracement. If I see some bullish CVD, I will get into the trade. Once I get into a long and short, I usually update it on my free Discord, and if you want to be a part of it, again, it is for free. Then you can find the link in the description, and once you're down there anyways, guys, please also do me a favor by liking, subscribing, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful, and see you guys very soon again, if I'm not being flopping and groping, in the next one. Bye bye.